Let's go live. How's everybody out there today? Today is Saturday, December 16th. We are so close to Christmas. We are going to talk today about some tips. I'm going to give you 10 tips you can do to prepare your voice for a vocal performance. So if you are ready to dive in, just let me know. I'm trying to find my volumes here, guys. Sorry about that. And we're going to bring it back over here. Sorry, guys. How many of you are just for fun? How many of you are getting ready to do a performance for the holidays? Are any of you going to be doing some singing or anything like that? Let me know. I would love to know what you guys are going to be doing. Let's go ahead and we are going to dive right into that today. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so we are, hang on, I'm going to refresh my page, make sure I'm going out live to the world and to the universe. I'm so happy to see you all today here. For those of you who are joining me live, welcome, welcome. Really, really good to see you all. My computer, my screen actually came unplugged, so that's why I'm a little bit late. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so that being said, technical difficulties solved, taken care of. So our what our topic is this afternoon is I'm going to walk you through some vocal performance tips that are going to help you with performance. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get you prepped and ready to perform if you have any upcoming performances. And it's a holiday season, so during the holiday season, this is just such a fun time to be getting ready to go live. How many of you have ever sung live before in front of an audience? Have any of you done this before? I'd love to see in the comments what you guys have done vocally. If you're just for the first time preparing and diving in to do something, let me know. I'd love to see that in the comments. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the first tip we're going to look at is first thing you need to do. Warm up your voice. There are so many things that you should do and need to do, but you need to warm up your voice if you want to be prepped and ready and get rid of some of that nervousness for your holiday performance. So be sure your voice is warm. If you are looking for a vocal warm up, I want you to go to the video I'm going to be attaching on a vocal warm-up we did earlier this year, and it's going to be something that'll help you. Be sure and look at that. It will help you to get warm. So you'll find that link in the comments below today's video, okay? So just look for that link a little later on. So if you're looking to warm up your voice, you're not quite sure how, then just be sure and let me know. So, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so awesome. So and also, you know what? I'm having mouse difficulties. Like I would ever say I would miss a mouse. But anyway, I'm having mouse difficulties. My mouse pooped out on me, so I'm having to use my little cursor that I'm not used to using. Let me see. Sarah says you used to sing in the praise and worship team at church and you always had stage fright. Stage fright, Sarah, is so common. It's something that's very, very normal, especially when you're first getting out there and diving into singing and doing performances. Do you find sometimes it's easier if you're singing with someone else? It's just a little more comfortable because you feel like, okay, I'm not singing by myself. My voice isn't going to stand out there. So you're not worried about, oh, everybody's going to hear my voice. I know that sometimes that's a comfort zone if you have somebody to sing with. But the first thing you can do, this is top 10 things you can do today to prep your voice and get you ready for performing live. First thing, warm up your voice. Look for the link in the video today, and it'll take you right to one of my warm-ups that we've done before, okay? The second thing that you can do is make sure that you pick the right key for your song. I can't express enough. People want to sing a song in the original key that the original favorite artist sang in. And a lot of times a person's voice range is not going to be comfortable and it's not going to suit you to be singing as high or as low as one of your favorite singing artists. So be sure to pick a key that is correct and comfortable for your voice. And how do you know that? You're not straining and you're not reaching or finding yourself yelling or your voice choking up on you. Get a key that's comfortable for you. Some of the most amazing voices in the world are not super high singers. Some of them are just right where they live and breathe in their normal speaking range. And also, it's easy for others to sing along. So keep that in mind. If you're performing live, you don't necessarily want to sing and perform to show off your voice, especially for the Christmas season. You want to be showing off the message and the content of the song. So have fun with that, okay? So the third thing you can do to keep in mind is just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Write these down if you want. Don't sing a bunch of crazy licks and trills and vocal gymnastics or dynamics that you are not comfortable with doing yet. Doesn't mean that in the future you won't be comfortable doing them, but just sing comfortably in something you're used to doing. Sing comfortably. Don't try to Sarah, I'm so sorry. Okay, so Sarah's saying no visual today. You guys, I'm telling you, I've had technical difficulties. We were lucky we got on when we did. I had some stuff going on with my my camera and my connection with my screen. So here we are today. Sorry about that. We'll have our visuals as usual next week, okay? But just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't do anything crazy. Don't try to do a bunch of licks and trills or high notes or crazy notes that you are just not comfortable with. Do what you're comfortable with doing, okay? So number 4 is know your song. If you're going to be singing a song in public, now we're talking for performance, know the song, know your material. Even if you're singing something, say you take Silent Night and you think, oh, I know the song, I'm comfortable with it. But if you grab that song and you're like, oh, I don't know all the verses, or I know kind of the first verse, or I'm not sure on the melody, practice and rehearse the song. Know your song, know your melody, know the lyrics. You guys, don't freeze up. Know the lyrics, okay? And that's going to take us into the fifth tip that you can do is rehearse your song. And what I like to recommend is rehearse your song in front of a mirror in the privacy of your own home or a place where you're comfortable singing, where you're not worried about someone else listening to you. Rehearse in front of the mirror, close the door, and then just have at it and go and have fun with it. Don't cold turkey, not rehearse, and not know your lyrics, not know your song. Another benefit of being in front of a mirror when you're rehearsing is it's going to make you aware of, am I singing the song when I'm singing? Is my posture good? Do I look like I'm a stiff robot? Am I all stiff? Am I wrinkling my forehead? And do I look like I'm in pain when I'm singing? Have you ever seen someone that they look like they're maybe in pain or something? Look happy, guys. Rehearse. You're not going to know that unless you just dive in and rehearse. So get in a place where you're comfortable. If it's your bathroom after you get out of the shower, if it's in your bedroom after you get home from work, rehearse that song. Rehearse. That's the best way to do it. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to hold on just a second. I love bringing in the comments because they're so true. I love the interaction. So Sarah is my daughter. She's saying knowing the words will give you more confidence. And that is true. Like, we have sung before on our worship team at church together. And it's really embarrassing if, say, your monitor that's on the back wall, or say you have a stage monitor and to give you the lyrics, and the lyrics all of a sudden go blank. If you as a singer don't know your lyrics, I promise your audience is going to catch on in a heartbeat. So if you get in that kind of a pinch, just laugh it off and go with the flow, okay? Even if you have to have printed words or something. But it's always best to know your lyrics and not have a piece of paper that you're dependent upon, or piece of music, or having to look at a monitor screen off of your back wall or in front of you. Lyrics are nice, but for one song, guys, or 2 or 3 if you're performing live for the holidays especially, probably you're just going to be singing a few songs, or you might be highlighted with a choir, whatever the situation is. Even if you are the main, the front person as an artist, you need to know your lyrics, okay? That is huge, okay? All right, so number 5. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no, that was number 4. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting my tips all mixed up here. You guys are so wonderful. Okay, number 5 is after you've rehearsed your music, you've rehearsed your piece in the privacy of your room, your home, wherever. And I like this. Monica says she likes, she says, I sing in the car so nobody can hear my screeching. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is my other beautiful, amazing daughter, and both of my daughters are being really rough on themselves by saying they don't sing well. They both have amazing voices, and I'm not just partial. It's not okay. I am partial to my kids, but it's not just because of that. They have amazing voices. So Monica, I know I like to sing in the car too. Okay. So anyway, the 5th one is practice. Tip number 5: practice your song in front of somebody that you know, a family member, not the dog, because the dog's going to be hearing you, or the cat. They're going to hear you practicing in private, right? But now, one thing that's going to really prepare you to sing and to perform live and give you a little bit of boost of confidence is sing in front of somebody that you do know, a friend, a parent, a cousin, whatever, just a fellow choir member, somebody that you know. Just practice. Say, hey, I'd like to, have them come over. You guys hang out or something. Maybe you can just sing Christmas carols together, just whatever you're doing. But practice and sing your part and your solo in front of somebody else. It's gonna give you confidence. It'll help you. I promise you're gonna have fun. It's gonna give you loads and loads of confidence. You gotta get used to singing in front of people. There's no shortcut to that. The way to get over stage fright is to just dive in and do it. Practice. The more you do something, the more comfortable you get with it, and the better you get at it. And pretty soon you're like, give me the microphone, I'm doing a solo, or I want, I promise you it gets better. It really does. Okay, so tip number 6 for preparing your voice for an amazing performance is be sure that you're getting plenty of sleep the night before your performance, okay? Not taking a nap before your performance. You don't want to take a nap and go to sleep before you have a performance. And there's a whole nother reason for that. We're not going to dive in, but make sure that you're getting adequate sleep, not just the night before, but just in general. Try to make good sleeping habits. Develop some good sleeping habits. Make sure you get plenty of rest. You guys, that's really huge. Our physical body is very much affected by how much sleep we get. And our physicality is going to bring us into our next step is staying hydrated. Tip number 7, stay hydrated. Don't let your voice be dehydrated. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. If you have an electrolyte that you can put into your drinking water, put that electrolyte in there, okay? Super important. If you go on stage, the reason you want to keep your vocal cords hydrated, here's a secret, guys. This is a little secret. When you go on stage, you automatically, and everybody does. Most singers, even seasoned singers, I've sung live before. I've led worship. I've sung in front of thousands of people. Everybody, from time to time, you can get a little bit of jitters. Not necessarily stage fright, but sometimes it's just full-blown stage fright. You know how you know if you have stage fright? Your heart starts beating. You blank out. But one of the huge things that has affected me before is my mouth, your tongue and your mouth all of a sudden feel dry. Like, oh my gosh, sandpaper. Be sure not just to drink right before you perform, but be sure you're hydrating consistently, keeping your body hydrated. It's so important because that water, when you drink it on stage, it's going to soothe your throat tissues, but it's not going to touch your vocal cords. It has to travel through your system to hydrate your vocal folds. So hydrate regularly. Huge. Okay. That brings us into tip number 8. Don't sing on a full stomach. I never sing on a full stomach. Don't have a gigantic meal and then go on stage. And I know, guys, with the holidays, it's kind of tempting Or if you're performing, and I know like when you're back in the green room, if you're the main artist or you're opening for somebody, there's always goodies, and they always feed the artist before and prior to a performance. But what you don't want to do is fill your stomach up. Trust me. First of all, you're going to have little hangy things hanging out and mucus in your throat. And then if with a full stomach, you don't have as good of dynamic control, because it does fill up your stomach and that presses up against the diaphragm and it affects your breathing. Plus, if you might get especially if you've had like dessert or something super carb loaded, then it's going to give you this insulin rush. You're going to feel like, I want to take a nap. I don't want to sing. I want to take a nap. Now, here's what I do. If I haven't eaten, which generally I don't eat within 2 to 3 hours of a performance, but what I do so that if I feel like a little bit, oh my gosh, I need something, grab some kind of a mint, grab even a piece of fruit. You can get an orange, something that's citrusy is really good for you. Just have a little taste or a bite of orange, something citrusy, something to fill your stomach. Or you can do like, if you have a favorite thing that you like to suck on, like a peppermint disc, the hard candies, or butterscotch disc, or something like that. A strawberry, some kind of fruit I recommend as a light snack prior to a performance. One more tip. Here's a singing tip, guys. You guys are missing out if you're not paying attention. And if you want to write these down, go back, write them down. You can have a little piece of, you can eat like a tiny wedge of cheese with a bite of dill pickle. That is going to give you just a tiny bit of something, but don't eat a bunch of cheese, because for some people, cheese or milk products bring in a lot of phlegm and mucus. Milk products in general will give you a little bit of buildup, but you get a tiny wedge of cheese and then take a bite of a dill pickle afterwards. If you don't like the dill pickle, don't eat the cheese. Okay, right before performance, because you need something that is going to kind of offset that phlegm, the mucus buildup in your throat. Okay, or you can do a potato chip. Grab plain old salty potato chips. It can be any brand, it could be Lay's, whatever you want, but just eat 1 or 2 potato chips. That's it. That's it. It's going to give you that tiny bit of grease and salt, just enough to kind of coat the vocal cords, not the cords, the mouth, the throat tissues, the tongue, especially if you're feeling that, oh gosh, I'm getting nervous and my mouth is starting to feel like chalk. Just eat 1 little potato chip. Now, don't eat a bag of potato chips. Don't eat a serving of potato chips. These are just little hacks and tricks. If your mouth is feeling super, super dry, or you're feeling just a tiny bit of shakes right before a performance, okay? Then the ninth tip for preparing for a vocal performance is, you guys, don't compare yourself to other singers. Don't compare yourself to your favorite artist. Don't compare yourself to, maybe you are singing on a worship team or you're in a choir and there's someone that you look up to so much and you just love their voice, but you've got a solo coming up and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't sing like them. I don't have their vibrato, or I can't hit those power notes, or I don't have that beautiful licks and trills or the super low range, or whatever it is. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself. Be yourself. Write that down. Number 9 vocal tip for prepping your voice and being prepared for live performance. Don't compare yourself. Be yourself. Super, super important. So, and I'm going to go through the comments here in a little bit, but I wanted to get through the 10 tips for helping you prepare for a live performance, okay? And this works honestly for anybody, for someone who's a beginner, someone who's never sung in front of an audience, for people who are seasoned artists. Every one of these tips are things that I myself follow, vocal professionals follow. We all do them, okay? Take good care of you. Okay, so the 10th one, very last tip, is remember your why. Most students that I know that come to me, they love to sing, but they've been told, oh, they can't sing. Or they just love to sing, but they've gotten so stopped up in their thinking that they start overthinking why they're even doing it anymore. They're diagnosing and overthinking and critiquing and comparing, and they lose track of, why are you even wanting to do this? Why do you love to sing? Stop that. Just take a mental reset and remember why you love to sing, and then enjoy the song. Remember your song that you are singing, whether it's something you wrote, whether, of course, at this holiday season, we have Christmas carols. You guys, I love Christmas carols. I totally love Christmas carols. We've got all kinds of things going on. And remember your why. Sometimes you just need to sit down. You've done your work. You've done all these 10 steps. You've done all the thinking and the analyzing. You're working on your voice all the time. And you just need to kick back and relax and remember why you even started singing. I want to ask you something. Have you guys ever been just involved just in impromptu singing? I'm going to guarantee, I bet you 99% of you watching, the reason you started loving to sing in the first place is because maybe you went to someone's house and someone grabbed a guitar or they got on the piano and they just all started singing Christmas carols. Or maybe you were at a concert and you just were like, oh my gosh, I love these guys. And you start singing, you love it, and you're touched emotionally by the music. That's your why. You love to sing. Remember that. Stay focused. Stay centered on that. Keep perspective, guys. Remember, you're always going to get better. You can only get better. The only way you're not going to get better as a singer and become more proficient and more confident for your performances is if you don't do your due diligence. You got to do all of these 10 steps are just basic things that you can do. Okay, so let's look and see what I have in the comments. And all of you, I am so sorry. My mouse went out, so I am using, and I hope I don't disconnect us. Okay, if I do, well, I got all 10 points in. Sorry about that. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I've been using some visuals, some drawing, and you guys, we'll be back on next week, and you guys stay tuned, because next week we're going to go over some tips. I'm going to give you a little demonstration on a couple things you can do with a Christmas carol. I've got one picked out, and I'm just going to go over it with you really quickly, but we're just going to apply some of what we're learning and what we're practicing this week to next week's live Q&A. Okay, so in the meantime, so I used visuals, and I'll get that back up and running. I know that's fun. Visuals are fun. I've had so many people just love the visuals and my horrendous drawing, and that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. You guys, I'm so proud of all of you for loving what you do, taking the time to develop your voice and to do your part. And just have fun, okay? Singing should not be a serious thing that you're getting a cramp and having an ulcer over and getting frustrated over and terrified to sing in front of people. Singing is all about sharing your message. Every song, it's not about even you, the singer. It's about your message. What song are you singing? What is the message of your song? Remember that, okay? All right, so I'm going to pull up some. Let me see. I've got a ton of I have a ton of comments. So you guys are amazing. Okay, so I said hi to Sarah Martinez and Monica Gathings. Hello. You guys, welcome. I don't know who else I have on here. Let me see. We did cover some talking about stage fright, singing in the car. Yeah, my mouth pooped. Okay, let me see. It's okay, so Sarah is saying here, she's saying that it's much easier singing with someone. She's terrified. You're terrified of singing solo. And you know what? That's really, really common. But you find that when you're singing with someone, it gives you more confidence, doesn't it? Pretty soon, you can start taking maybe a lead in a song and having that person that you're singing with sing a backup vocal with you, but they're more in the background. And pretty soon you start taking another step and another step, and pretty soon you're like busting a note for just amazing, being your amazing self and really having fun with your performance. I love singing live and love what I'm doing. You know why? It's not because I feel like I have this great voice to show off. Even though I know I sing well, there's so many other people that I will never sing nearly even a fraction as good as. But I do know that I have something I want to share. I sing because I want to encourage people. I sing because I want to uplift someone and make them feel better after they heard me sing than they did beforehand. That message of the song lifted them up. It touched their heart. It connected. That's why I sing. And that's the whole point of being a vocal artist, okay? Let me see. Sarah's saying knowing the words will give you confidence. And Sarah is asking me if I'm performing for Christmas. Actually, Sarah, you know what? For quite a long time, for years, I've always done something live and doing some live performance and stuff. I'm actually not performing anywhere this year. We're just going to enjoy being at home with family. However, I will tell you, I'm going to be singing Christmas carols all the time. And I don't know, my husband and I, we have Loris Music. If you guys ever want to check that out, it's LORUSS. That is our, you can find us on Facebook and or on YouTube. And you can have a listen to some of our music. We do write original music, and we have we even have an original Christmas song on our channel if you guys want to go check it out. So I hope that answers your question. But no, this year I'm actually not performing live. It's rare, but I'm not this year. Let me see, Sarah. Monica says she sings in the car, so nobody can hear her screeching. Monica is asking us, okay, so I mentioned this is not related. Well, it is because it's voice. It's related to voice. I'm a vocal coach, but I'm an artist first. And my husband and I, we have our Loris Music. We sing and we write original songs. We have a new song coming out. It's called The Treasure. And you guys are going to be seeing stuff here at the vocal studio as well as on our Loris Music page. And you can check it out on Facebook and YouTube. Loris is spelled LORUSS. You can check it out, but be looking for the new release. It's coming now at the end of this month. In December 31st, it's supposed to be out. I'm hoping it'll get out by then, but it's dropping. It's called The Treasure, and it is a song that my husband Russell and I wrote, and it's coming out soon, and I hope you guys like it. Let me see. Let me look and see. I'm looking at my comments. Sarah's saying sometimes it's harder to practice in front of people you know, and you know what? That's why I recommend it, because it's going to give you courage. People that you know that know you love to sing and know you're a little apprehensive, Sarah, they're not gonna, honestly, they may laugh or whatever, but in the long run, they want to see you succeed. Everybody wants, people who want to listen to you, they want you to succeed. They want you to love what you're doing, and they're going to encourage you. I promise you, if they're a friend of any kind and they love you at all or like you at all, they're going to be like, go for it. And they're not going to make you feel more nervous. They're going to encourage you and bring out the very best in your voice. Promise you. I promise you, Sarah. Okay, so Sarah. Okay, you guys are awesome. You guys are so funny. Okay, so if you all are wondering what there's a whole bunch of comments. So for those of you watching replay, or if you're on with us live right now toward the tail end, you can read back on all the comments. There's so many fun, and I will be responding to those, by the way. Okay, so it says, let's see here. What else do we have? Okay, you know what, Sarah? Okay, so Sarah brought up the when I was saying something, just don't eat a big old meal. You can even eat a little cube of cheese, and I'm talking a tiny cube. And then because that gives you a tiny bit of energy, but because it's dairy, Sarah, she's asking also why pickles? Because pickles has a little tiny bit of acidity that has vinegar in it, and it's going to give you just a tiny bit of tartness to wash down any extra coating on the throat that might be wanting to hang up on in the back of your throat. There's nothing worse than getting in there, singing a song, and all of a sudden you have a piece of phlegm and you're kind of choking on it or halfway hacking it up in the middle of a song. It can cause your voice to crack or cause you to hit the wrong note, or just, your voice, it's momentary, but it is still not something that you want to have in a live performance. So that tiny little bit of pickle to wash it down, okay? And not a humongous pickle. You just want something just to take that edge off so that you don't feel shaky or faint Just something. Okay. So that's a good question. That is a good question, Sarah. Okay. So yes, Sarah's saying that music is very, very powerful. So anyhow, I think that's all of my questions right now. I will be watching and looking back on the replay, you all. But this coming week, we are going to actually go over A Christmas Carol. I'll be showing you a little bit of how to get into a song. A lot of Christmas carols have a lot of octave jumps or wide ranges. So we are going to take A Christmas Carol and we're going to look at that, dive in, and help you just walk through the very hardest passages of A Christmas Carol that I particularly love. I didn't write it, but we'll be going over that next week. So with that, I hope that you all are having a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Hang on just 1 second here, and I need to look at my little stuff here that I got going on. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of the day. It's Saturday, you guys. You have a week left to go Christmas shopping. So what I'm hoping to see you guys do is get out there, be safe, drive safe, for crying out loud, okay? And have fun. Have a good time with the Christmas holiday season. I would love to see what are some of your favorite Christmas carols that you guys are going to be singing. What are you going to be doing this Christmas? If any of you are performing live this Christmas, I would totally love to see and hear your comments in the comments below what you're going to be performing. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Be sure to stay tuned because I'm going to be, like I said, we're going to be going over some stuff, but I'm going to be, there's some treats coming up for you. I'm not going to spoil it. There's some really fun things coming up, and so just stay tuned. But in today's video, I will put in a link for the warm-up that I was telling you about. So if you're like, okay, the very first tip was warm up your voice. How do I warm up my voice? The way you warm up your voice, I'm going to show you in the comments below this video. I hope you all have a blessed and a wonderful Christmas. You guys take care of yourself. Remember the reason we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That is the ultimate performance of all. So remember your why. Remember why you sing. Take care of yourself, okay? If you have any questions, let me know, all right? I will be talking to you all soon. I can't wait to hear what you all are working on this week for your Christmas. Talk to you soon.